Wolfie.
Lucas.
Who do you think's gonna win in this Jake Paul versus what is it? Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
Oh yeah, isn't it Logan?
Logan Paul? Is it? Okay.
Jake's the other one.
Oh, okay. They're all the same to me.
I think Mike Tyson wins because why would he? I don't think he'd allow himself to lose.
It's Jake Paul. I was right.
Really?
Yes.
Sus.
I'm looking at it right here. I knew I was right. Yeah, I think if Mike doesn't win in the first 3 rounds, it's rigged.
I think if he wins, it is rigged.
You think if Mike wins, it's rigged?
Yeah.
What?
I've been seeing things. It's he hasn't fought in years. Apparently, a lot of his fights were rigged. So he's going to continue that pattern.
You're smoking.
Yeah, I know.
Jake, they're not even in the same weight class.
They're not.
Mike Tyson is a weight class above him.
Listen.
Have
you like that?
You got to see the training videos that these guys are doing. Jake's doing a couple punches on a bag and then sitting down and then doing a couple more punches and then sitting down on the stool next to him. And Mike's demolishing this man.
Listen, he's going to burn up all his energy. What's his face? They thought, Jake was going to lose against, what's his name? Kate. When they did that creator clash or whatever.
Oh, that was a creator clash. Who cares?
But it was the weight classes were off and he was up against someone who was in a higher weight class than him and he won. Through
yeah, but that's some
speed.
Random nobody. This is Mike Tyson, the best fighter of all time.
It was a nobody.
Okay, but it's not Mike Tyson.
Listen, when's the last time Mike Tyson even boxed?
A couple years ago in an official regulation match.
Look at that. He's old. He's out of practice.
You are bugging.
You're to say all this, and we're going to come back in 2 weeks, and Logan Paul will have won. Jake Paul.
Logan Paul's not fighting, so Logan Paul's going to eat shit.
Jake Paul will have won.
You're going to be eating your words. This is great. We haven't disagreed on something in a while. This is great. I'm going to be so happy when just fucking Mike Tyson demolishes him. You're bugging. You're so off.
If Mike Tyson wins, it's going to be by that point system they use.
No, Mike Tyson's going to win under 3 rounds in a full knockout.
Nah.
Yep. He's going to own him. He's going to destroy his ass. Although I will say there was I don't know any other way to describe it other than an interview between those two and then an audience in Texas.
Yeah. And
Jake Paul said something that really pissed off the audience. And so he was saying that Texas is shit and all the residents are idiots and all this stuff in front of a Texan audience. And so the entire audience of a couple thousand people just start screaming fuck Jake Paul in unison over and over again. And then Mike stands up and starts chanting with them.
You can't say he doesn't have audacity.
You can't say he's not a fucking moron.
He knows how to rile a crowd up.
He's got to play the bad boy.
Exactly.
He's going to get fucking demolished. He's going to get so owned.
Nah.
Anyways, we'll come back to this and see where exactly you went wrong. Last week... Oh, no. Welcome to You're Ridiculous, everybody. My name is episode 199.
Woo!
No, 119. Oh, it's off the rail. Episode 119 of You're Ridiculous. My name is Wolf. It's all in shambles. My name is Luke. I'm here with Wolf.
That's me.
And we're going to try and pull it back together. Listen, I just woke up from a nap, so that's my excuse.
You and your damn naps. You don't even like naps.
I don't. They're awful, and I hate them. And this is what they do to me. Last week, that's why I don't take it. That's why, I do take them, but not voluntarily. Last week, we talked all about Hades 1 and our adventures through the dungeons.
We sure did.
And how we wanted to fuck all the characters.
By design.
That's right. That's what the game is really about. This week, though, we're going to be talking. Finally, someone decided to watch it.
You know.
And we're going to be talking about season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't want to hear from you.
I never doubted it wouldn't be great.
Doubt.
I doubt.
All right, Wolf, what is Jujutsu Kaisen?
Jujutsu Kaisen is a anime set in Japan about sorcerers who use cursed energy to fight cursed objects and monsters. Curses manifest mostly only in Japan as a result of people's negative emotions and like fears and such. And so the sorcerers exorcise them. Not everyone can see, curses, but the curses can attack just about anyone.
Yeah, it's a little spooky.
You just suddenly die one day and everyone shrugs their shoulders and they're like, oh, you're dead now.
Must have been the wind.
Yeah, no clue what happened.
It's pretty messed up that not everybody can see them, but...
That's what happened to Epstein.
That's right. That's what happened. That's what's going to happen to Jake Paul. And the government keeps it secret, too. They don't even let everybody know that curses actually exist.
Yeah, they're afraid it'll make the curse issue worse.
Which it probably would.
Yeah.
But... So what was this season specifically about?
This season was the Shibuya something arc. Shibuya recovery arc? Something like that. Because it's set in Shibuya, it's like a part 2 of the night market massacre mentioned last season, where the bunch of cursed spirits gathered on Christmas and murked a bunch of people. Now it's Halloween, and they're gathering again in Shibuya, which is like the entertainment central of Japan, to do the same thing, but worse.
Yeah, the Shibuya incident arc is...
Oh, I got it right.
You did get it right. This was a long one.
Yeah.
I felt like... I felt like the... I mean, I guess it's classic anime, right? Where they take one plot and stretch it over long episodes.
Yeah.
Or stretch it over many episodes. The episodes aren't that long, but... specifically like something with like Dragon Ball, they'll take a fight and it'll go for like 15 episodes.
Yeah.
This one felt pretty similar, but I don't know, most things were progressing in a reasonable manner. I thought it wasn't like super dragged out. I felt like some stuff was not super necessary to see, but
such as
it just felt like a lot of the fights were like Mei's fight with the curse smallpox curse.
Yeah.
Like it was cool, but like it was like half an episode. Or maybe it was part of a full episode, basically.
Yeah.
It was one of the plots of a full episode. I'm like, how relevant is this really? Because she didn't even have much problem defeating it.
Yeah, 15 minutes with the pedophile.
Right. What's the kid's name? He just he didn't even die. Yeah. That's the I learned that's the brother.
That is the brother.
I thought it was just some guy. Like, just some, like, you know, someone obsessed with her.
Yeah, just her little baby brother.
Uh-huh. She was ready to sacrifice his ass.
Oh, and he was all for it.
He was dying. He was oozing at the capability of helping Mei. She doesn't have any cursed... she's not a sorcerer, right?
No, they both are. Her thing is that she was just a weak sorcerer. She had like a very specific limitation.
Okay. But she is grade 1 though.
Yeah, she found a way through.
Yeah. Okay. Who's the one? Oh, it's one of the ones from the other high school that.
Oh yeah, the glasses one.
Yeah, she uses weapons instead.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was mixing them up. Fair enough. I mean, so that like segment was cool, but like also. I'm like, did I really need to watch this?
Just a low stakes fight. There was no way she wasn't coming out of it.
Exactly. It was to distract them. Like a lot of the fights there were to distract them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What did you think?
I loved it when I read it. I loved it when I watched it.
Do tell.
Yeah. Did you know how it's like split up into like each episode is like one like plot line that just keeps going for like 3 parts? It was like that in the manga too.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I guess there's just so much happening, and the author's trying to cover all the characters that they're even like jumping back in time for some sections. Like, and this is what's happening while they were doing that.
Yep.
What do you call it? Yeah, I was invested at every stake. My fave, Chozo, finally here and animated in all his beauty.
Oh, really? You like Chozo?
Yeah, I do.
What is it? The vibe or the technique that you like?
It's the vibe.
Fair enough. He did kind of have two bitch brothers, though.
He sure did.
He got real upset when those were dead.
Yeah, and then changed his mind when his third technical brother came through.
Right, yeah. The one that killed them.
Yeah. He was willing to forgive.
That's right. I really enjoyed the beginning first, like 4 or 5 episodes where it's the flashback with Gojo and Geto.
Oh, yeah.
And then we also meet Toji, the Fushigoro's dad.
Yep.
That was really cool because holy shit, is that guy overpowered?
He's that guy, actually.
He is that guy. He's the Gojo before Gojo was him.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Took everybody there just to defeat him.
Yeah. And then
it took Gojo dying to defeat him. And then he comes back, yeah.
He comes back because some schmuck decided to call upon his spirit, not knowing what they were messing with.
That his spirit's just like, nah, I'm coming fully back.
Yeah, it's my body now.
It's my body. And then he's so strong that he's like, nah, I don't need to be here anymore, and kills himself. It's like, I met my son, he's doing well, great.
Let me not kill my son. He's earned it as a treat.
He's not a member of the Zenin clan. I can kill myself happily. I can die in peace at my own hand. You don't kill me. Only I can kill me.
I
was just gonna say I liked seeing not only Gojo's power up from like him learning to control his limitless and creating his purple form, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
But I liked where and why we see Geto sort of leave the school and become what we know him like from season 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, we find out later on in the season that it's not entirely Geto, but
bro's being worn like a suit.
It all circles back to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, naturally, all things do.
Everything's a suit. You're either a suit or a wearer.
It'd be like that.
That's just how it is. I don't make the rules.
You just recite them.
Yeah.
We get to see Megumin fuck everything up. Things are already bad, and then he escalated it to a point of no return. Reckless as ever, he runs into that blonde guy whose name I forget, who has like the sword with the hand.
Oh yeah.
And he decides to take out this like mid-level minor villain. He needs to summon what's the word? The ex machina of ex machinas. A cursed Shikigami.
Is the guy's name. Haruta.
A Shikigami that killed the last 6-eye user and the head of his clan.
Yeah, and it was like I was reading about that one specifically, and Megami can't even like control that one fully.
No.
Like he can now summon it, but like he can't do anything with it. He can't control him like the rest of the Shikigami.
Yeah, it just shows up and ruins everything.
It's like, you schmuck.
Why would you do that?
Overall, just some nobody, just some guy that was on the street.
Some twink. He unleashed that on some twink. And the rest of Shibuya.
Oh, man. Yeah, there was... What was the... Oh, yeah, and this guy had a... Did this guy Haruta have a heavenly restriction, or...
No, he had, like, a really specific power where he, like, built up luck. Basically.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if that was part of his restriction or not. Okay, no, he is a curse user, okay. Yeah.
Which is a really cool thing. It's shame he's such a minor character. Like, instead of just, like, finding $1 on the ground or whatever, he gets to evade death and bodily injury just through sheer luck, quote unquote.
Yeah, he was giving Nobara quite a tough time.
Run for her money, God.
Kind of getting the shit kicked out of her.
But then she goes up against Mahito, and it's like, now I'm on fire.
Oh, I know, right?
An
infinitely stronger character, and she's fine. And Nanami shows up and beats the shit out of Haruto.
He sure does. My goodness.
Haruto. Oh, I love Nanami.
Blast him into the next zip code.
He's so good. Just doesn't even like bother. Well, probably should have bothered finishing him off, but didn't bother.
In his defense, I think anyone would have thought he was finished off.
No.
Yeah. Bro should have been a puddle on the floor after that.
Hang on. So I looked up the character's name, and this is one of the images in Google. It's just a circle of middle fingers, and in the center is the character. I'm like, okay.
Accurate.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, there was something specific that you deemed so necessary to talk about.
Oh, naturally, the OP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whole show, beautifully animated. But this OP, especially beautifully animated, and you're a fucking schmuck for not watching it.
Okay, so a little while ago, Crunchyroll put the skip intro button on. So clearly I had to test out the new feature.
And you're going to trust the judgment of some company to make that decision for you.
They said, hey, you can skip this intro, so clearly they want me to do it.
And that means you shouldn't do it.
Well.
You're a sheep.
I have to be done. I didn't have a choice.
You had every choice.
I had no choice at all.
You're missing out because of that choice you made. In which I'm going to do a big, long OP analysis that I haven't done in a while.
All right, hit me with it.
All right, we start with this. At the start, the song is called Specials by King Gnu. Everyone is at a procession line at a temple, which like kind of represents how they're marching towards their death, to like their final battle. But then Yuji looks back, which reminds me of this like Greek myth that's been going around again recently, popularized, of Eurydice and Orpheus. How he goes down to the underworld to fetch her back, and the only condition is that he can't look back, or else she'll be stuck there. She's doomed. And in this, Yuji looks back. Which sort of represents how he makes it out of here, because he's the main character. But a bunch of those people in that procession line do not. Most of them, even.
Most of them do not.
All because he looked back. Then it pulls back to show various scenes from the first massacre from Christmas that we mentioned before, as well as the moth that represents Mahito's final form that we see in like the last 3 episodes, which might be a callback to the first curse they almost died to, because it was in like that chrysalis thing, and it evolved and metamorphosized into something much stronger that they couldn't beat. But this time, of course, they're strong enough to beat it even after Mahito metamorphosizes.
Right. Yeah, they kicked Mahito's ass.
They sure did. And he had the most pathetic death.
He really did.
Bro's throwing dirt.
Throwing dirt, and then he ends up, getting vored by Not Ghetto?
He sure does. He's like, save me, Not Ghetto. Chomp. Slurped.
Drinking up.
Then, the song, I love this era of, like, animes getting, like, songs made specifically for their openings. And this one's particularly well written because it uses a lot of, like, wordplay to like get the particular points across. So the main one, using the word kiwa kiwa, the line first is Ima wa no kiwa kiwa de odori mashou. And the first half means the verge of death, and the second half means at the edge of death, let's dance. When you combine those two together with the onomatopoeia, and the onomatopoeia means like you're at your limit, basically, mentally, physically, etc. And that translates mostly to like, let's dance at death's door until we can't anymore. And everyone in that shot gets obliterated or near obliterated. Maki, Novara, the drunk guy, the suits.
Yeah. They all do.
And then the other time it comes up, Ojo giwa no kiwa kiwa de agaki mashou. First half means the time to give up. And then the other half, at the edge, let's struggle, saying let's struggle to give in until we can't, which is a very flowery way of saying kill yourself. which is very appropriate because that's a scene where Mahito is dancing down the subway, obliterating all those people. As he is the manifestation of humanity's hatred for each other.
Yep.
And then after this scene, fake Ghetto, he looks back. He also looks back. Then there's like a transition point, and we go through some of the motivations, for lack of better words, of like not the main cast, the side cast. We have Todo and Mekamaru, whose hearts are on fire, because that's like their core motivation. Todo's motivated by that idol he's obsessed with. Mekamaru really wanted to see his friends, but especially Miwa.
Yeah.
And now look, there's Miwa right after him, who's like, her thing is pay attention to every little action. And that was like her thing. She noticed the little things of Mekamaru, and probably why they fell for each other.
Classic.
Then there's start running, lose control, and the view is from what I assume is Mahito's mouth as it goes towards Yuji.
Yeah.
And then the fire, which is most likely a metaphor for Jogo, transitions Yuji to Sukuna, which is exactly what he did when he shoved like 10 fingers down his mouth.
Yeah, he ended up in the Shibuya arc ends up with 15 total.
Ah, I see. I've been keeping count.
I got you for it.
That's a lot of finger.
Yeah. A lot of finger.
We get a really cool Sakuga moment with Mahito, Todo, and Yuji fighting. Lovelily animated. Into a collection of reaction images, this time from the antagonists, with the line, devour everything to your heart's content until it's gone, which kind of represents what the curses aim to do, and almost like what their nature is to do. With Jogo representing everything, as in like the one who's used up, and then Chozo representing until your heart's content and, you know, his like satisfaction. But then there's a fun little pun, Karai Tsuku Shite. Kurai by itself means like darkness, foreboding, and that's what's used to reference what's-his-face, Toji, and that makes sense. But the full line is technically Kurai Suku, which means take a bite of, devour, or sink your teeth into something. Followed by Tsuku Shite, because they're sharing that Suku part, which means just use it all up, which represents fake Ghetto, which, you know, what's also what he's kind of trying to do. And we get some cool visuals of like the other cool visuals. You got the fire, Jogo started burning, metaphorically and literally himself, Nanami, and also begins to burn fake Ghetto. But Chozo is not exposed to that fire because he's surrounded by the water, which extinguishes it, represented by Yuji's fake memory thing, which I recently learned in the manga is called soul resonance. Nobara's death foreshadowed with the chairs and her covering her eye.
Alleged death. Maybe she's coming back. Towards the very end, I don't remember which episode it was, but there was one of the healers that said, "Oh, it's like when Yuji's like, sort of contemplating like
giving up."
Right, giving up and like all his actions and was it worth it and everything. And then one of the healers says it's like there's a non-zero chance that she's alive.
So get the fuck back up and keep fighting.
Right, exactly. Like she could possibly well live through this. It's like it's not entirely. You gotta keep going. And then Toto's like, "Yeah, brother, we gotta keep going.
You're not allowed to stop."
That's right.
And you know he gets back on that horse.
Oh, he sure does.
I also noticed in this opening, Gojo's eyes, they lack that. They're not like shiny light blue anymore, that they're dark blue now. And in all the other openings, he uncovers his eye, and this one he covers it back up with his mask. Yeah, because, you know, he's sealed away. Irrelevant. In the prison realm. And then it transitions to my favorite part of the OP, with like everyone's curses and the associated hand gesture and like the kaleidoscope effect that you mostly usually only see when Mahito activates his domain. But I get to see it on everyone's.
Wow.
My biggest beef with that part, though, is that the, like, claps that Todo does are not lined up with, like, the clap noise in the song. Missed opportunity.
That is tragic.
And then the OP ends off where Yuji leaves off at the end of the show. He's on that bridge, alone. And he, like, summons those of the curses there with a bit of noise. Calls their attention.
Yep. He do be.
And it's great. I like how the song represents almost like a back and forth of like continuing the fight or, you know, giving up and giving in, which is the struggle Yuji goes through. And he's like, you know, I'm technically a murderer. So what was it all for?
Listen, it wasn't him though.
Yeah, and he wasn't. You know, it's Megumin's fault. I am now Megumin's biggest hater.
If if Megumi has haters, I am one of them.
If he has zero,
if
I'm
Megumi
dead.
has zeros, yeah. No, I watched it while you were the OP. I watched the OP while you were going through your explanation, and then it was pretty good.
Perfect.
I think I did watch it one time and then never again.
You're a menace.
Because it was familiar. But yeah, it is a very good OP. It's quality.
Yeah.
One of the big sort of plot points in this season is Gojo getting sealed in the prison realm.
Yeah.
Do you know? Have you read the manga past this season?
Yes.
So you know sort of what happens.
Yeah, I'm fully caught up.
Okay. I don't know how far it goes. So, but I'm really curious to see what happens with him being sealed off, because the whole time in season 1 and part of season 2, all the curses, especially the special grades, are like, no, we haven't been able to do shit because this Gojo asshole's alive.
Yeah.
And like, none of us are strong enough to take him on. And so now that he's sealed off, you know, all the special grades can start fucking shit up. A bunch of the sorcerers that obviously like weren't as good but were still grade 1, a bunch of them are dead.
Yeah.
Like that old man that we meet who fights the dragon with his like almost like television curse technique. He's dead. He got obliterated, by the way. I hated that scene.
Instant.
I hate what is it? Jogo just like incinerates 3 grade 1s, and I hated it.
It's just like that.
Like, yeah, him, Nanami, and I forget who else.
I think Maki is her name.
Okay, yeah. They all got fucking torched, and I hated it. One of the dumbest scenes.
Nanami survives, sorta.
He does.
Until Mojito finds him.
Right. And then Mojito kills him, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, which is stupid. I like Nanami. But at least he didn't get fucking torched.
True.
And he won the fight right before Nanami.
He did.
There was like a bunch of just cursed spirits running around. He beat all those. He's OP.
Cleaned up the mess.
Had to take him out. And then fucking Mojito's gone too now.
He sure is.
So, yeah. I'm interested to see what happens with that and how long he ends up staying in the prison realm. Because it seems pretty bad for the humans that he's gone now. Like, this doesn't seem like... Before, they were obviously on the winning side. Now, I bet they're on the losing side.
It's not great.
Especially with all the shenanigans that Sukuna is planning.
Yeah, and then, as we end off, we have, what's-his-face? Fake Ghetto, his big plan. He's, like, been saving up a bunch of, like, curses and packs from, like, thousands of years, and he just unleashed them all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Things aren't looking so good. It was a really good season, though, I thought.
Yeah, it was. I think the next season, it's going to have a weirdly slow start, because it kind of did in the manga, too. Because then it kind of explores, what's it called? It's called the Killing Game arc.
Oh.
If you remember, there's like, he's having a conversation with the blonde lady, whose name I forget.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, just because you make everyone sorcerers and stuff, doesn't mean they're just all just gonna start fighting. He's like, you think I didn't think of that?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, because what's her, Fushigoro's sister, right?
Yeah.
She was one of the ones that became, because he activated like all the latency abilities within inside everybody.
Yep.
To make them sorcerers. And she was one of the ones specifically shown.
Yep.
Or called out or whatever. And so, yeah, it's interesting because now, like, surely he has a plan.
He's got a plan.
Right. And, like, who is this fuck? He's just some mouth brain in a head.
Yeah, he sure is.
I don't really know much about him.
He was, never mind. They haven't shown it yet.
Okay, fair enough. We also have that, I'm not sure if she's a sorcerer or if she's a curse, but the the white-haired lady that freezes everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Who is working with Sukuna. We have her, too.
Yeah, she's chilling.
So she's literally chilling. So, and it seemed like they were just like on the same side right away or working together.
Yeah, they're buddies. Closest thing he's got to a friend.
Yeah, and so we have all these like different threads that still have to be, pulled for the next season.
The like government turned on Gojo. He's like, Gojo was an accomplice. I'm like, what?
And they sentenced the
Yuji,
the principal, to death.
Oh yeah, him too. A lot of people to death.
Principal Yaga, he's like, you're a conspirator. Fuck you. They sentenced Yuji to death. Fuck you.
Like what? They're fighting for their lives down there, and you sentenced them to death.
Dumb cunt government. Never doing what they should be doing. Classic.
Useless.
Like always. Most realistic portrayal of a government I've ever seen.
True.
What do you rate this season?
10 out of 10.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You loved it.
I loved it.
I'm going with a 7 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
Maybe watch the OP.
I watched the OP. Listen, that's why it's at a 7 and not an 8. You said that this is OP of the year.
Oh, absolutely. Or maybe, when did this come out? Maybe OP of last year.
Or you're sure? Whatever season it comes out in, right?
Yeah.
You said it should win whatever the season it's a part of. Bold choice.
It's true.
It's true that it's bold, or it's true that it should win?
All the above.
All right, fair enough. I liked it. I think I liked the first season a bit more.
Ooh.
But this was definitely good. Check it out if you haven't, which you probably have because it's a little old.
Indeed, and we sure did spoil the whole thing.
That's right. So now you go back and watch it if you haven't. now you see, you watch the episode and this episode at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's like a live commentary.
Right, exactly. It's director's commentary cut. And now moving on to question of the week from Rain. Wolf, what do we got?
This week's question of the week is, how do you think the current AI fad will end?
I think a fad is a good way to describe it. Because I feel like none of the AI that's really used is particularly productive. It's just people doing it for the sake of making it and doing it.
Yeah.
But like none of the stuff that they're accomplishing can't be done without AI.
Yeah.
And half of it's not even good what they're doing.
Mediocre.
Like any of the script writing or any of the AI generated art, like it clearly looks AI generated, so it's not even like that. You can't pass it off as anything other than AI.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be similar to crypto, where it's going to still be around in a couple months or maybe towards the end of the year. But like the whole big deal of it will have passed.
Yep,
and
yeah.
People will still use it and do the things that it's good for, but like there's so much just useless shit right now that is like not relevant.
Like Google implemented it. And so now at the top of every search result, here's your AI generated results.
I hate it so much.
Wrong half the time.
It's not even good.
Like,
I want to turn it off. Or it's just like piecing information from the very next link.
Yeah, or it combines two, so it's contradictory information.
Yeah. It's so obnoxious. Get rid of this garbage.
I think this ends because all these companies are like implementing. I guess they paid for it or something. They're like, shit, we paid for it. We gotta use it. Something I've seen people talk about is how the AI bots or whatever, they scrape information indiscriminately. So one of these days, and I mean, it's probably already scraped information it's not supposed to have. So one of these days, it's going to come to the surface, and all these companies are going to get sued or something by like a really big force, and they're going to be fucked. They're going to be like, shit, no more AI.
That would be so good.
Shut it down.
That would be so good. That's the way I want it to go. Forget what I said. I don't want it to passively fade away. I want it to fall in shambles.
Burn it all down.
That's right. I most of the time whenever I see someone talk about AI, I just scroll past. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Like, I've had enough of it.
This is dumb as shit. I don't care.
I saw like this, like they're releasing an AI generated movie, and it's literally just like a bunch of really still people looking at a 3/4 angle and talking directly to the camera.
If you want that, just watch The Office. Like, come on. You don't need an AI to write that, all right? You already have that. You had that 10 years ago.
Indeed.
The AI bros will go down in history alongside the crypto bros.
They're the dumbest bitches in history. It's a grift, and it's like I could respect it if they at least knew it was a grift, but they don't know it's a grift. They think it's legit.
Right. Yeah.
I got linked a video about like this quote unquote AI robot, and I go to the website, and on the website it says this robot isn't actually powered by AI. It's powered by a human controlling it remotely. And I pointed that out, and the people know that, well, you're lying, because the website says it's an AI robot. It's an AI robot. Of course it's AI. I'm like, but they're saying it's not.
Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of the quote-unquote AI stuff is literally just pieced together information from humans.
Yeah.
Like, that's mostly what it is anyways. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that it's just some schmuck behind the screen.
It's not thinking. It's not close to thinking.
Yeah, it's dumb. Wasting my time. Get it out of here. Especially Google, because up until now I've been able to avoid it.
Now that's in your face.
Now Google's just shoving it down my throat.
Apparently it's coming.
It's
coming to iPhone too. They're adding an AI assistant to the next iOS update.
That's why all you people should be using Samsung.
It's coming for you too. Don't pretend.
I mean, it's not like, how different is it than Siri or anything like that? I
mean, with the way Google implemented theirs, I assume it's going to be really fucking in your face and in my way.
That's fair, yeah. It is in my way, that's for sure. All right, Wolf, take it away.
I'm Wolf, taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 119 of You're Ridiculous. If you liked all that, hit the like, comment, and subscribe button, and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast, or ridiculous_cast, on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can follow Lucas at 7AngryWasps with an E, and you can follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. We hope to see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.